Alright. Just share things. Yep, that. Now, is it streaming correctly? Okay. VOD review time. Okay. Okay. Whoa! We're here! Okay, I'm gonna make sure that OBS is working correctly because I think it's messed up. Give me 1 second. And that. New. I'm just gonna basically stream Discord directly because I'm gonna be
Gotcha.
I'm gonna be showing the Notion thing on here, and yeah, you'll see my whole process because it's going to be pretty cool. Okay, so
Cool. Gotcha.
can you see the Notion thing that I've done?
I'm loading up the stream now.
Cool. You can also check on Discord directly to see the actual the notes.
Yo, Kazuya Mishima in all caps.
Okay. There's a little story behind that. Each character on the left have been characters I've tried to co-main alongside Shulk.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, I have tried
Including
to.
Kazuya.
Including Kazuya. There was a Kazuya phase. Just because it was just so straightforward. Alright, I'm gonna bring
I
out.
can see that.
Okay. Because I've got lots
I'm
of
curious what the fox looks like.
My fox kind of moves. It's a lucky.
Yeah.
It's a good
I kind of want to see it in bracket one day.
You probably will, because I mean.
You should bring it out.
Yeah, I should. Okay. Put that on there. Video. Okay, cool. It means we can actually watch the VOD from inside Notion as well.
Okay. Oh, that's very cool.
So, I think this is probably the best place to talk about my process when writing VODs. And what I'm doing. That is. Okay, wait. Is it going off the actual thing? Sorry.
What do you mean?
When I click on OBS, it seems to be going off of Notion, which is a bit strange.
Oh, I only see Notion. It's working for me.
Okay, good. Okay, fine.
Yeah, so if you're navigating your PC, I'm only seeing that one window.
Got you. Okay, that's fine then.
Which I figure is what you want.
Yeah. But I just want to check on the stream whether it's okay.
Oh, right, because this is on Twitch too.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So I want to make sure the recording is actually good as well. Okay.
Bro, I tried to get onto Twitch and I couldn't even remember my username. So I was like, okay, that's not good, because no matter what my password is, I'm not going to be able to get in.
I know what you mean, yeah.
I simply made a new account.
Okay, that being said, okay, right. That being said, I'm going to quickly change something then. I'm gonna remove that. So I'm just gonna stream Notion directly from this because that's okay. Cool. Application and then Notion. Great. Okay. So I've now got this sorted out. Okay. There we go. Yeah. So what Notion is effectively it's like a really really good notebook, and yeah, like I know a bunch of people use it for different things, like uni stuff, or like making sure the modules are good and stuff like that. Like I've actually seen people use Notion in like lectures and stuff to take notes. It's like really really good for that. No, exactly. I mean, I don't personally use it for lecture notes or anything like that. Like I use it for other stuff and like scheduling. But using it for like Smash stuff is really really good. Like I would definitely recommend it. Okay, so what I want to talk about first is the process by which I make notes, and you'll see here I've got like different sections laid out. So I've got this first section called conditions, a second section called general game plan, this third smaller section which is just kind of like an extension from the general game plan, which should probably be a bit bigger. And then this last section on player habits, and then also another set to watch. But I feel like you should if you watch this set after we talk about your original set against Bethulk, it'll make a lot of the ideas that we talk about now a lot clearer. And then you'll see the counterplay directly in action. Okay. So time to start. So the way I like to think about things before even going go into the VOD is talk about how the matchup works and some strengths and weaknesses of each character. Okay. I would like I like to think of this in terms of like what are the bare essential principles we can apply to the matchup, and then we can then talk about how we actually play the game afterwards. See what I mean? So, for example, Luigi has a poor recovery, right? That means that if you want to beat Luigi, you have to take advantage of his weaknesses, and in particular, his off-stage state. There are some moments where you did it like fairly well, and you kind of like pushed yourself out there, to hit some side Bs and stuff like that, which were pretty good. But it's just a matter of like doing it consistently, because Luigi's the kind of character where if you don't get those edge guards, and you don't kill him every single time, then he's just gonna grab you twice, and then that's your stock, right? No, exactly, yeah. Okay, so that's why I like to put these two different sections first. One on win conditions, so what you need to do in order to win, right? And lose conditions, where if you do these things, or if the opponent does these things to you, then you'll lose. Right? And it sounds so straightforward that it's almost like, well, yeah, obviously, but we don't think about these two ideas in the context of the game well enough all the time, right? No, exactly. Like we always have to have these two concepts at the front of our mind, and then we can start playing the game properly. Okay, so yeah, the main kind of like four sections in which we could talk about win conditions were edge guarding, whiff punishing, grab attempts, successful ledge trapping, and calling out down B as a combo breaker with a hard punish. Importantly, I didn't really see Bethulk doing down B that often. And actually, when he did it like once, twice, Yeah. No, exactly. And like it's something that's really useful against Palu, especially when it comes down to things like down throw back air, for example, in the corner. Luigi will be like mashing down B because it's the actual option itself is frame one invincible. Not the entire thing, but like a good chunk of it, yeah. Like I'll bring up the actual. That's another thing we can do now. So there's yeah, it's actually pretty. It's a versatile move for what it is. Okay, I can bring up the. I'll take a screenshot of it and put it on here. Okay, cool. Yeah, so the move itself, it's invincible on frame 1 to 7 in the air. So the very start of the move, it's invincible, but it's how many like yeah, so it's 85 frames total. So a good way of thinking about that, just think of it as like the first tenth of the move is invincible, and then the rest is completely, you can hit Luigi perfectly fine afterwards. And the end lag on it is like pretty substantial as well. It's like 45 frames of end lag, which is like 3/4 of a second. So once you react to it and you shield it, exactly, yeah. You can even unshield, forward smash, do whatever you want. And I would say after he does that, make sure you get like a good punish off of it. There are certain ways in which Luigi can kind of cheat getting punished. That you will see at like high level. So for example, there's this Kill Rush versus Chase set, for example. Like that, this set. I'm not sure if I can find like a good example of it. But like what Luigi will do sometimes is Luigi will down B right over here, and then kind of push himself off of ledge. So all the end lag of the move is all down here as Luigi's like falling off ledge. Which means that it's very hard to get like a very good punish on him. Especially if you're like unshielding and then trying to go for an F smash. Because he's not gonna be like right beside you. He's gonna be like right over here. And it's really hard to punish that. I'll try and set like an example of that to you later to just make it a bit clearer. Okay. So and then right after we've talked about the win conditions, we can talk about lose conditions. So the main strength of Luigi is obviously his grab. And I was thinking about this during the set when it was actually happening. And I was like, if Bethulk actually killed you every single time he grabbed you, which Luigi can do, like it's totally possible, you should have lost the set. Like it shouldn't have been like as close as it was in reality. Like there were moments where I was like, Bethulk wasn't getting like the timing right for the 0% 0 to death combo on Palu, which is actually just literally down throw down air. I think it's nair down air up air. And it wasn't getting like the timing right for that. And I think we can see that at the start of the set actually, like fairly early on. Yeah, like literally, the start of the set. You got grabbed. Your dash back got grabbed, right? And you just messed up the combo. You just messed it up, and you should have died here. You genuinely should have. But it's just one of those things where sometimes you win, sometimes you don't, and it matters on the opponent sometimes. So just keep that in mind when fighting against Luigi, and that's the reason why he's such a potent character. Okay. Anyway, and then the second, also another very, very, very important concept when talking about that 0 death combo is SDI. Now I don't think you really SDI very hard, if like at all, or even like mix up your SDI. Like, it's something to really think about. Yeah, like, you kind of have to, like, learn how to do it because it's a bit of, like, an unconventional movement. Um, no, exactly. Like, there's certain matchups, especially as Palu, who doesn't have, like, a great, a great means to, like, combo break. It's like so important against like a bunch of really relevant characters, especially in the UK, like Luigi, Bayo, Steve. So actually, our top three players, Luigi, Bloom, and Maze Beans. All of those characters need you, like it's necessary for you to have really good SDI. Which I think is interesting to think about, right? As like a bit of a sidetrack thing for 1 second, bit of a tangent. UK players in general probably don't have the best SDI if like they're winning as much as they are. See what I mean? But okay, anyway, tangent over. Yeah, and then like Bad Guy throws at mid% because obviously he doesn't have a zero to death at like 40-50%, but what he does have is when it comes closer to like 50-60%, he has down throw into up B, and then a bit later he is like down throw into back air if you DI it a certain way. And we'll talk about that in a second. Doing laggy options at mid-range, so we can whiff punish hard. I'll talk about that in context of the clip as well. And then lastly, getting reversal by down B, which is basically the opposite of what we talked about before. Okay, does that all make sense so far? Okay, cool. Now, right. After we've understood these main principles, let's go back into the VOD, watch a bit of it, and then talk about how I've kind of like sculpted out this general game plan of what options you could have used in certain situations and what things to be aware of when playing against Luigi. Okay, so you start off a set. I think like fairly okay, because what happens apart from getting grabbed 10 seconds in, you're playing fairly well. Because what you're doing, so you're seeing the platforms. I feel like at the start, you kind of like try to catch them off guard by doing this immediate auto reticle, right? Which hits the platform, doesn't do anything. Honestly, not the best option in the entire world. Usually, what you ought to do as Palu is, because you're a very fast character, just drop down off the platform and take center stage like immediately. Because then that creates a problem for Luigi. Because he says, okay, I want to have stage because then that gives me more space to Zayu and gives you less space to avoid my grab. So if you just take that space, then suddenly Luigi has a huge problem. And you can see him literally trying to grab the empty air there. So, him preempting you dropping down from the platform and trying to like forward air him. Which seems pretty fun. Okay, but so he kind of like dashes, beneath the platform a bit. He's not jumping at all, because an important thing about Luigi is his jump stats usually aren't that good. His aerials, in his jump, are very, very good. Very, very quick, fast options, pretty lagless. But the movement itself in the air, his frame rate is insane. Like, what is it? Yeah. So his only double-digit move in terms of like frames of like startup is down air, and like you'll never see Luigi down air just like randomly. And every single, exactly. And like for example, forward air. Yeah, forward air, up is 26 frames total. Fair is 23 frames total, which means basically, I think in one jump he can do like at least 2 or 3 forward airs in that one jump. So it's very, very good. Oh, hi, Rudy. Yeah, no worries. Cool. Yeah, it's basically just very, very impressive frame data. Anyway, but of course, you know, the only problem about it is that if he just like up airs you, for example, like, you know, on the platform, if you're like over here, you're just dashing forward and backwards or shielding, he'll like up air your shield, or like, you know, once, twice, and he'll go, okay, that's cool. Like, yeah, and imagine he hits you with the up air. Great, you take like, how much percent is that? You take like 10% maybe, max. Like, yeah, you know, it's like, it's like 11%, 7%, so like, right about that. Yeah. So like, honestly, if that happens to you, you know, that's actually a really, really good, like, you know, that's like the least bad scenario out of all the bad scenarios that Luigi can put you into, if you see what I mean. You know, when that's paired up with like literally just dying at any percent, that's so much better. And also, up air won't kill. So, lol. So that's why I was, you know, when I was thinking about what to do in order to like play well in neutral, I think it's a really good idea to firstly avoid being whiff punished by dash back grab or Zare fireball into grab. That's like the, you know, first thing. So just like basically avoid getting grabbed is like a very, you know, simple way of phrasing that. But Luigi will use grab in certain ways in order to make it more effective. You know what I mean? So for example, not really, yeah. I mean, things like dash back grab is a pretty good option, to be honest. Spot dodge grab. The thing is, spot dodge grab is kind of hard. Like I think it's a worse option than dash back grab because the thing about it is that grab is like very. I mean, the startup of grab isn't very good, but its range is really, really good. So, for example, if if Palutena wants to get like a forward air into dash attack, you know, like a standard 0% combo, Luigi will play around that by outspacing that forward air and then just grabbing Palu because, you know, for some reason his grab is huge and it outspaces forward air, right? Another way of doing that as well is also doing Zare or Fireball into grab. Do you know what I mean by that? Yeah, like I think there are like one or two times where he kind of like this similar thing. Like, let me just bring this up. Yeah, like he was not very fireball heavy. He was not very fireball heavy. Yeah, that's there we go. Where he'll do Zare into down throw. And again, yeah, it's another scenario where you actually should have died for that. Like 60% or so. You could have died. It's kind of fucked up. I know, like Luigi's a pretty, like, you know, if you don't have shield art, Luigi's a very tough character to play against, to be honest. Like I'm very happy that Shulk invalid, you know exactly. Like you know, there's a bit of a problem in playing against a character like Luigi, right? Because you're like, okay, I don't want to get grabbed. If I get hit by anything else, I'm probably fine, but I just don't want to get grabbed. So you avoid that grab like the plague. But then, you know, if that Luigi has the game plan of, I gotta get a grab, and just tries to grab every single time, eventually, I think the grab will probably hit. Eventually. Right. So, you know, that builds up like a lot of like mental pressure and mental stress in, you know, the person who's playing against Luigi. Because they're like, oh, I gotta make sure I get, you know, I don't get grabbed. Because if I get grabbed, I die. And that's the most terrifying thing when playing against Luigi. So, what you have to do, like many other characters in this game, who have very potent tools in very, you know, certain scenarios, and will just kind of like spam those tools, is play at a range at which you're kind of like baiting them to grab, and then immediately as they commit to grabbing, because it's a fairly, it's a medium risk option for like high reward. As long as when they do that grab, you punish them hard. And for example, if they dash back grab, you punish the end lag of that grab with back air, and then you lead it into an edge guard scenario, and then you kill them. You see what I mean? Yeah. So you have to make sure that when they do try to grab, they die for it, or it's very, very difficult for them to get away with it. Mm. And like that, it's like no, exactly. It's a huge part of the matchup, because you can't just avoid grab really, because especially when playing against these like upper echelon, really, really good Luigis. What they'll do is they'll end up just converting random aerials into kills anyway. Like, the craziest thing about Luigi isn't even the fact that his grab's really good, but the fact that, if he hits a random down air, or a random nair, or a random up air, he can kill you anyway. Just because they all link together very well. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Lugi's so good at doing that. So the best thing to do is to, for example, it's an idea that I thought of. When Luigi wants to grab, play patient, do a lot of empty hops with your like back facing them to like threaten back air. And then once they dash back grab, for example, you either jump back and disengage, or fade back into where they are, and then punish their grab attempt. So just kind of like to mix up the timings of when you're doing those aerials, and then you'll be able to whiff punish them way easier. And then you can, again, if you push that advantage state, you can just kill them off of it. Mm. Yeah. Also, wait, can I say, sorry, I think it was this stock in particular. I thought this stock was actually pretty good. Like, okay, you get F tilted here. Yeah. Oh shoot, hold on, let me check. My bad. Yeah, sorry. I'll try to restream that. No. Yeah, there you go. Okay, can you see it? Yeah. I wish I was going to wave to like make it a tiny bit bigger. Anyway. Oh, I can do that. Boom. Okay. Yeah, so there you go. Like I felt this whole section was pretty good. Like yeah, F tilted here, which is a bit annoying, fine. He tries to back out his shield. Yeah, I know. Like, honestly, here he should have like just turned around and grabbed. But at this level, the lower levels of play, a lot of players won't realize that unshield into turn around grab is like a good option because it just doesn't feel. Yeah, it feels slow. But like, if someone's shielding and they're committed to shielding because they're waiting for an aerial, like there's it's going to work. And it's like an unreactable option as well. So yeah, anyway, you get like a really good nair into back air, which I didn't really like. Nice raw. And then he's off into like an offstage scenario. So one small thing, when you see or you like kind of like understand that Luigi hasn't jumped in like initially, chase him off stage. When he doesn't jump and he just like charges side B, chase him off stage. because here it's a huge commitment. When Luigi just like side Bs, he's put into like a lot of end lag. So like that, that entire time you could have hit him. Like it was a good 1, 2, 3. It's like 3 seconds or so of like basically just lag for him to recover. And yeah, he does end up doing like a bit of a weird up B past ledge, which then gets down tilt into back air, and yeah, nice again, good down tilt back air. And then he doesn't have a jump and he dies. Yeah, because okay, important thing about edge guarding. Okay, firstly, number 1, recognize when Luigi has a jump or not. Now, do you know how to like identify when characters have jumps or not? Yeah, I mean, there are like a few ways to recognize it. So obviously, if you visually see them jumping in the air, fine, yeah, that's pretty obvious. There's another thing. Do you know about the little disc that appears? Yeah. So obviously, when you double jump, the little disc thing appears as a part of the animation. But there's also another way as well. It's very, very specific, and it depends on what character you're looking at. But the actual tumble animation or the falling animation of a character changes if they have a double jump or not. Like it's kind of harder to recognize, but like I'll see if it's like there's a change with Luigi. So yeah, he used it when recovering it. Yeah, like there you can just kind of like see it pretty obviously that he used it down here. And then yeah, obviously not snapping edge is RIP. Okay. Now I think the important thing when you have a lead against Luigi, you don't need to approach. Because I kind of liked how you started off. I liked how you started off because what you did is you were like, okay, I've taken stock. I'm at kill percent. So if I get grabbed, yeah, exactly that. If I get grabbed here, I might just die. So what I'm going to end up doing, shielding a platform. Shielding a platform's a really, really good idea against Luigi. Yeah, just like the concept is really, really sound. Just because even if you do somehow get hit by an aerial, it won't lead into death, or like you'll have like a chance. And I talk about it down here. Just when you're in disadvantage, or if they've just got off the angel platform, stick to platforms or teleport cancel to center or something. Make sure it's something where they can't obviously read it. Yeah, and you get like a little nice thing. Definitely. Yeah. You messed up the trap a tiny bit, but like actually not too bad. Kind of get caught by the down B, which is a bit unfortunate. But you're not doing like sure. Before there. Yeah. So you nair him again. So air dodges out of that. I think you try to go for this like frame trap, where you try to like if you didn't air dodge, you're just going to get nared again. So something else you can. Sorry, it's going to get up aired. And if you did air dodge, you would get down tilted. Usually, what's the best idea here is to go for a quicker move than up air. Because if I know my frame data, I'm pretty sure up air is fairly laggy, right? But in terms of like end lag. Yeah, so for example, so like up air has like 14 frames of landing lag, right? So it's pretty heavy on the landing lag sort of things. But if you did something like fair, for example, or back air, that is like 9 or 10 frames of landing lag. So it doesn't seem that significant. It's 10 frame, 9 frames of landing lag compared to 14 frames. Those 5 frames can make a big difference in those slots. Exactly. That's huge, yeah. Because Luigi, even though agreed, yeah, going for back air or going for forward air would have been way, way better. Just because, yeah, throwing off stage potentially without even a jump. Did you use a jump air? No, I think yeah, just and so what happens afterwards? Try to go for the down tilt. You shield her after, which honestly not a bad option because you're just reacting to what he's doing afterwards. Then he ends up just spot dodging because I think where it was, yeah, exactly, yeah. Which honestly, I'm kind of surprised that Ned didn't catch that. I'm kind of surprised, but whatever. The best idea here, if when someone's at the ledge, is this spot in general is not a very good spot to be in. Yeah, you want to be a bit further back. Just because then, the huge thing, I think the biggest thing here is again avoiding grab. If you force Luigi, yeah, exactly, that's another thing, yeah. In this exact scenario, if you done it a bit further back and then he grabbed and he missed, that could have been another down throw back air. There could have been a billion other things, which could have led to Luigi dying. And we'll see this as a consistent theme to a lot of what I talk about this set. That genuinely, Luigi is not a very good character. He can kill you. He can kill you at 70. He can kill you at 0, which makes him very, very good. But at the same time, because the risk reward on his options are so is so skewed, or is not skewed. Just because the risk is also pretty high on his moves. That makes it really hard to be consistent with him as a character. No, exactly, yeah. And I'd partially put that towards Luigi being really good, Luigi being really good, and also I feel like the competition in the UK not being as good as the rest of the world. Because when you see these these really, really good advanced state players in the UK, like Bloom, like Luigi, go off to different countries, usually they don't do as well, just because the counterplay to that character is a lot more studied and understood. If that makes sense. So this kind of counterplay that I'm talking about right now is pretty essential, but it's still stuff that people haven't really taken on board or haven't really understood fully. So just understand that, right? This the concepts I'm laying down right now aren't it isn't stuff that you'll get immediately and you'll understand thoroughly like that, but it's stuff you'll have to recognize and be aware of next time you're playing Bethulk or whoever, and then you can start kind of understanding what's going on a tiny bit better, and then it'll be a gradual thing rather than just immediate thing. So yeah, that's the problem about this whole kind of ledge trap scenario. Just a bit further back, and then you could have maybe shielded the dash attack or forced a whiff grab and then punished his roll afterwards, or so on and so forth. Yeah, so that's something important. I do like that jump. Also, that jump was pretty good. I'm a fan of that jump because you drifted in and then you drifted back. Yeah, it's really, really good because the way that Bethel was thinking about your drift was oh yeah, he's gonna jump and then drift all the way inwards and then do a forward air. But then, that's the reason why he was charging the up smash, because at 87% on a fully charged up smash as a trade between forward air and up smash, and with bad DI, it could kill. Who knows? Yeah, I'm not saying it was probably the best option in the entire world for that, but it probably could. So that forward air, like drifting slightly back, was really clever. Back air, yeah. I mean, he could have just grabbed you, to be honest. You know, like it's almost like silly how many answers Luigi has, which are just which are just like grab. You know, like you can pretty much point out every single scenario saying, "Oh yeah, if Luigi just grabbed you and killed you, that'd probably be like a good option." You know. Anyway, so yeah, you got the nice one. Again, he does the down B stuff, which is a bit annoying. Like it sucks him in as well, which is a bit jarring, but you're still playing pretty well. That grab was a bit questionable. I think there's like a slight theme that I felt throughout game 1 and game 2, to be honest. There was this concept, right? Understanding when you can and can't punish Luigi's shield pressure. Right? Yes, you did. It's, I mean, I guess spacing is a part of it, but it's just one of those, it's one of those moves that has so much shield pushback that, whatever, distance or space, Luigi will do it. It's going to push you far away to the point where you can't grab it. So, for example, yeah, no, exactly, yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah. Or like, actually, okay, question. So, what could you punish that for? What would be like the optimum punish? Yeah. I was thinking down there. Hold on, so that's yeah. I think down would probably Nair would have covered his spot dodge as well. So I agree. I feel like probably short hop down there would probably be the trick. Yeah. 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 No, yeah. Exactly. So just yeah. No, exactly. Yeah. Like he's a pretty kind of like mid-height character, but like the way that Nair hits sometimes is a bit too high. Yeah, this ledge trap scenario is a bit toxic, but I mean, you actually get through it pretty well. I like those get up attacks because obviously Luigi can hard punish you with stuff out of shield sometimes, but like, Bethulk isn't the kind of player to be aware of that. Like, he's the kind of player to like call out your option beforehand rather than wait for it and then bait something out. Yeah, look, we'll see it as like a consistent theme. Um, of at like a lower level, players will just have like this one idea of what to do in certain scenarios, and then keep on doing that idea. And on a high level, they have little things either to do with their movement or the way they use moves, which will bait things out. And they'll use like this kind of like system of bait and punish consistently enough to the point where it like really takes apart characters. So to the point where like even mm, no exactly yeah. Mm. I think that's something which is like huge. Just as like a mentality thing, that is like a huge part of just like Smash in general. It's like understanding, or not the understanding of it, but more of the um consistent awareness of the opponent's options. That's the most important. Yeah, that's the important way of putting it. Anyway, okay. Yeah, I like it. Bit of a weird jab, but yeah, and then he gets the drift in, whatever. Like What was he covering? Yeah. I think that's much to you, but it was like, okay, fair enough. Another moment where, yeah, it's like, again, you would have died for this. If you did the first dare a tiny bit later, that would have just killed. And just try and go for another round. So, okay, in this, actually do it towards Luigi. Because what it'll do is it'll push you kind of like off stage, over here, where Luigi can't follow up. And it's like, it just won't work as a combo. So you keep, exactly, yeah. And yeah, he keeps on trying to catch you with his grabs and just doing his aerials everywhere, and it's just like, okay, we get it, buddy, we get it. you grab's good, okay. Yeah, so just doing a lot of aerials and a short hop and stuff like that. Trying to catch you with any of these hitboxes he's trying to bring out. Again, another spot where you almost died. You almost died. You just got like a tiny bit fully spaced. Yeah. Another thing I thought was another thing I thought was a bit questionable this set was when you're doing these like projectiles, which sometimes were good. Like that was a pretty good projectile because it was like worth finishing one. You did a side B because he rolled directly through it because you can react to Palutena doing side B, and then he should have killed you first. He should have like ran up bead or up smash or whatever, yeah, you know, or grab, grab even. Whoa. Oh yeah, what was it? So it was smash. I think that was okay on the S smash. Sorry. Yeah. His punch was bad, yeah. But like, yeah, he was trying to like bait out another jump in nair, which would have been bad. But yeah, like I thought, yeah, your punch was pretty good. I mean, he does another way up B, but like whatever. I don't know. That's fine. If you don't punish that, dash attack. That's another thing which is a bit annoying. Okay, on top of Luigi's, pardon? It is, yeah. So, like, another thing, to worry about when it comes down to the Luigi matchup is, obviously due to the strength of his grab, that makes his shield, so much, more powerful, right? It makes all of his, like, close quarters defensive tools have so much, reversal potential. Because one time he spot dodges, one time he shields, and you're facing him, and he grabs you afterwards for it, and you die it too, and you're like, great, I love playing Smash Bros. Ultimate. Like that's the kind of like the full power of having such a good grab is to be able to do it out directly after those defensive options. So here, it's never, yeah, I mean, like, I like the concept, I like the idea. You're trying to catch his landing, you're trying to beat out his nair as well, which, fair enough, because dash attack's kind of broken. But would have been, far better, would probably been just like doing forward air, or back air. Like, if you jump back air there, trying to catch his landing, then it would have been safe on shield, it would have caught, his nair as well, it would have beaten every single option that Luigi should have done in that spot. Pretty much. Exactly, yeah. It's a huge thing. So just, yeah, think about that in that scenario. Like, usually grounded tools against Luigi as Palu are not very good. Yeah, exactly, yeah. I think, maybe, I mean, like, wait, up tilt, you say? Actually, wait, so down tilt is minus 17. It does. You're right. Like, maybe it might, I don't know. I don't think it'll outspace grab. Yeah, just because also, like, another thing about this, No, exactly. Yeah, like I don't think and actually we'll check in a second. Yeah, we'll check in a second. How Chase kind of like works around the matchup. Because I think he does a pretty good job. Yeah, it's another moment where, ooh, yeah, and I think that down air out of shield, really good idea. Because let's say here you couldn't punish it, but Luigi couldn't punish you either. He tries to do some weird back air thing and it didn't work. So I think, I agreed. Like, especially at these percents, there's no point in doing Nair like that. Because I mean, like Nair, it kills at a really high percent, fine, but like it's just not what you need, and like it just does a bad job of something that back air and forward air do way better. Yeah, so I mean that. Yeah, but like honestly, not a big deal because basically that was a frame trap. Yeah, that was a frame trap. Good frame trap. W. Yeah, because he was in it like cool. Try to go for the downside again. Doesn't get it. Tries to whiff punish you. You try to whiff punish him from the up smash, but you weren't able to get there in time. That's okay. He grabs you for it. Down throw into that. I think I'm not sure if it was rage, but for some reason that just doesn't connect. I think that was good DI from you as well. Yeah, and that was honestly not a bad punish. Not that bad. I think back air would have been better there because it would have also sent him off stage in a really bad spot. You know exactly, yeah, it's but honestly not an awful punish. He tries to back throw you because he realizes that like down throw doesn't really kill anymore just because of the rage. Boom, boom, boom. Up it again. I think so. I mean, at the end of the of game 2, where he almost kills you with that. I think he doesn't, or maybe it's the end of this game. Yeah, that was a good nair because it was also safe as well. Oh, another thing about Luigi. So when you're doing space pressure against Luigi with aerials, land behind him. Landing behind Luigi is so good, just because he can't grab out of shield. Yeah, so cross-ups are really, really good against Luigi. Again, the only problem with that is that like back air becomes an option out of shield, and that's a pretty fast one. But if you're at 70%, back air won't kill. And if you're trying to make your arrows as safe as possible, yeah, like I think it's a very good spot here just in general. Like to be honest, IMO, I feel like fighting against Luigi in this spot is not a good idea at all. Like you should probably lead him to more towards center stage, and then the threat of getting back thrown off stage is less less of a looming threat. But I still like the interaction was still good. Being able to get that, boom, boom, tries to up B again. Yeah, look at that. I actually like that. I also like his respect as well. Because you back air. This actually, Connor, this is the ledge trap you have to do like every single time. Back air, dash, so therefore you can catch the roll. You can also immediately dash back in, and he catches. It's like his jump. That was a really good ledge trap, and you almost kill him. Can I say that trash? Like, because he uses jump here. If you just if you jump countered, if you didn't do the back air, yeah, so counter's a really, really good option against Luigi in the spot. Well, something else you could have done is you could just neutral get up for rolled, and then you could have whiff punished his side beat. Still, yeah, and then you mess up the teleport cancel. That's okay, you know. Yeah, I think so. very little patience. But then, yeah, the Nair is just not cutting it. And this is the spot where it's like, it's actually really annoying because you kind of have to like hit a certain, with this Nair, for example, if you want to like make sure you don't get punished, you have to kind of like hit behind Luigi and then also not go off stage. You could go to ledge, yeah, but like, I don't know. It's probably no, exactly. So I understand you're kind of like fading in order to not go off stage, but then yeah, you should have died. You just messed it up. I don't know how, but you just messed it up. Yeah, like another spot. This is pretty good, but then yeah, survived anyway. Yeah, okay. Again, there's a lot to talk about here. So yeah, you go into the back air, then you shield immediately after. Boom. That's definitely forward air. Forward air shield. Or yeah, no work too, yeah. But I mean, I feel I'm thinking about the angle that it sends out. But no, it's too. Yeah, and then I think you parry. Oh no, is it parry? Sorry, he attempts to parry the Nair, and then yeah, he dies for it. Or dies for it. I'm surprised that didn't kill, but anyway. Yeah, here's a spot where you have to go off stage and hit him. Oh shit. Either. So what I like to do is run off, and then you can react to when to like the start of it, and then counter it, and then I'll kill. But yeah, if he's doing it like really, really low, and he's trying to go for like a really low recovery and then up B, and then like jump up B, then you can forward air for it. Because he's just kind of like holding onto it. Yeah, so no, I think actually that was a pretty good option from him. Because sorry. Yeah. So gets up ahead. Yeah, I mean, sorry, just, see, up air there, and then you jump up air, trying to catch his, side B, which is like, fair enough, you didn't hit that. You up air again, I don't know what you're trying to hit over here. No worries, so, no, yeah, I think that's fair enough. And then, yeah, lastly, goes for that. Ooh, ooh. Oh, yeah, another spot where that Nair saves you. That was an example of where another spot where counter would have worked. Or actually, sorry, forward would probably work better here, to be honest, or backer. Just because, again, no. So yeah, I like how you're playing a bit more patient here. I bet. Oh, another thing. Yeah, how there's so many tools to edge guards Luigi. Like they've got Nair obviously as like a lingering thing. They've got back air to contest side B. They've even got like neutral B, so it just stops him in the air, and he's forced to use a jump. Sorry. Yeah, and that's really really huge. Because yeah, good dash attack again. Sorry, big thing. You could have totally. So down smash hits here, up smash hits here. I think forward smash doesn't hit just because it's it hits a bit too high. Even like down air for example, because there's so much time. Let me check. I think it's literally. I can check right now. Like, okay. Somehow he doesn't get hit by explosive flame somehow. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 48, 49, 50. Yeah. And then he grabs that ledge. So like roundabout So I think the way, so it's around about 100 frames. I'm pretty sure it's like that. Wait, let me check. I'm gonna like make sure, because if my thing's off, yeah, no, exactly. Like it's really really laggy. Um, yeah, it doesn't. Hold on, what? Oh wait, what? Wait, is he? Oh, okay, okay. Sorry, something very very small about Misfire is he's invulnerable for 4 frames. Oh, sorry, for 5 frames during 18, 19, 20, 21, 20. Yeah, 5 frames when doing it. It's like right before the hitbox comes out. So actually, it's better to hit him during the hit, during the actual like main hitting part of it, um, than a tiny bit before. I mean, like, how lingering is Paddy Forder? Okay, yeah, 9, 10, 11, yeah, so 3, and then Baka is active for 3 as well. Fair. So most of the time, no, Baka is active for frame 8, 9, and 10. So yeah, like I think usually back air against Misfire would like kill it every single time. Yeah, trying to no exactly. So yeah, this is so okay. He was a bit too far away for that ultra to hit. Um, but this was a spot where you should have back at him, or you should have like pressured him off stage. Because it would force him to either do like a high recovery or use his jump or just kill him. Because once he commits to side B, he can't do anything else. Sorry. I think, yeah. I think I'm gonna like probably call. I'm only gonna analyze game 1 by the way for this, even though there's more stuff to talk about game 2. Just because we've got more things to talk about. No, exactly. But yeah, you don't. It's a very IDGR. I'm gonna send this that moment to him afterwards. Because I'm gonna say the influence he had in corner. Um, but yeah, so that happens. He's going off side B, spacing around him, good back air, mixing it up, boom. Also, very good pressure. Again, yeah. But like, I think that's a good approach against the Luigi sometimes. Like, I think it's better than always. No, exactly. Like he has mobility issues. The frame rate when his shield isn't very good, so on and so forth. Okay, right. So yeah, that's all the write up and stuff over there. Now Chase versus Kiriash or Kiarash. He's he's like he's a pretty good Luigi from California, from I think SoCal. Um, I think so. I think he was on the top of yeah, like 80s or 90s. Yeah. This I don't think he is. I think yeah. I think it's Rarikun. I think it's him. Yeah, I mean, like after his like breakout performance, um, yeah, I think it's pretty clear that you know Lugi's really good. I think he's a really good player, but I don't think he could beat Mia. You know, like I don't think the level of talent in the UK or even in Europe in general is high enough for him to compete with like top 20, 30 players in the rest of the world. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Um, yeah, that's what I think. Yeah, but basically, just like I'll send a set to you. I mean, I'll send this entire little VOD review thing to you afterwards, and I'll have this video linked, below. But you can see here, like, how often Chase goes off stage, or like tries to like punish Kirash. Back throw, and then immediate off stage. Yeah. Or tries to like pressure him in some way. Yeah. It's a really, really good set to watch. Yeah. Like, I think Chase is really cool. Okay. So that's no, exactly, yeah. Okay, so that was the first set. Let me look at. Yes, let's go through the redo. Let's redo the redo. Yeah, so cool. Cool, see you in a minute. Hi there. That's really unfortunate. No worries. Yeah, I'm currently getting the notes set up for what we're talking about now. Okay. Because I do have a lot of things to say about this matchup. So I mean, the majority of my experience is against Terry, but I can also give you advice about what you could do to improve as well. I mean, like, to say you do also win the set. We're only going to go through game 3 if that's okay. Just because I'm going to be aware of the I'm going to be aware of the time that I have currently, because I spent way too long doing the set before this. Yeah. Should be okay though after this. Yeah, sometimes it can be like very, very time consuming. I'm also I might copy some of my notes from my Darkstalker thing, just real quick, because honestly, these notes are pretty good. Okay. Yeah, like I actually really love that. I love that sort of thing. I mean, this is yeah, explicitly my way of doing it, but I understand I have to like explain it in like a different way for Palutena, or vice versa. So I'm using this app called Notion. Yeah, it's really really good. I would definitely recommend. Um, the best thing actually, it syncs up. Pardon? Yeah, you can, and like it syncs directly. So any edits I make here will happen on my phone. Yeah, it's really really good. Like it's free. It's free too. I don't know how it's free, but it's free. Um, yeah. So, okay, I'm gonna remove some of these just because like it applies less to what's happening here. Let that one happen. Okay, do that. That. Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. Hmm. No, so, I mean, like, I call it forward being backbeat just because, like, I don't know, it makes me, I think it just, like, helps me visualize things better in my head in terms of, like, the inputs that they're making. Okay, so let's start this little VOD review. We're gonna make this a bit bigger. Okay. Because this set goes both ways. It starts off, I'm pretty sure, also another thing, it's way shorter than the other set we just watched. Even though it's very, very close. It's down to the wire. No, exactly. Like, this one's like, no, exactly. Um, yeah, so I'm pretty sure what happens during this game in particular, is that Connor gets a lead, and then really takes that lead far, and then, also can I say, wait, does that kill with your DI? Does that actually kill Furry? Damn, okay, fair. Fair. That makes a lot of sense, because I've not seen that kill. She's fairly light. Yeah. Yeah. I think what happens here is just like Connor's stock just kind of like evaporates stock 2. Is it death? Yeah, it's death. It's rough. Um, and then yeah, after that, it's just kind of like a bit. I think really, really, you had like more momentum going into that third stock, and you're able to carry that through. And like Terry with momentum is scary as hell. So I understand that. Okay, so yeah, let's watch the set first, so we can see what's going on with the main kind of like dynamics. So actually, wait, before we start properly, what are Terry's strengths and what are Palatena's strengths? Um, yeah, I mean, like, yeah. So really, maybe talk about things that Terry does really, really well against Palu, or just like in general. I mean, yeah, as in like just like list off things that like Terry does well in general. Hmm. Yep, huge. Yep. Another thing is burst options are like really, really good, really potent. Yeah, especially in the close range combos you can get incredibly high damage. Now, on the inverse of that, what are some things that Terry does poorly? Hmm. Yeah. So if you play a game of, if you don't approach Terry and you force him to, do his burst options and then punish him for those burst options, that can be a problem. So, for example, what I talk about here is the ways you win against Terry. If you kill him before he gets go, which is a pretty hard thing usually for most characters, if you're not Shulk. If you like punish him, for his like riskier burst options, like, Bunny Knuckle or Crack Shoot, for example, or for example, whatever Danby is. Power Dunk, yeah. If you try to punish him correctly for Power Dunk, either, I think with all of his burst options, it's either the case where he has a lot of startup lag, or he has a lot of end lag. No, exactly, yeah, because like, no, exactly, yeah. I mean, like, I feel like, in general, the best way to play against Terry is to not use shield that often. I think shield in general against Terry is very overrated, especially as Palu, because... No, exactly. It's like, it's okay, but it's like not that good, yeah. Like, yeah, no, exactly. So, that's something to really think about in this matchup, is using Palu's mobility to get around Terry's burst options, in order to whiff punish them effectively. Right? And stay at a range where he's forced to, interact with his burst options, which then you can whiff punish or do whatever, right? Now, what you will see in the actual set itself, there are some moments where you do end up doing that. You kind of like play around Terry's kind of like, you kind of like play around with Terry's mid-range tools, but then in the end, Redo ends up pressing a burst option, catching your dash forward, and then you get hit in the disadvantage anyway. But we'll see that during the set, okay, at the start. Okay, so yeah, that's an example of where shielding's bad against Terry. Which I mean, well, like, if you like, Crack Shoot is such a good. Like, I would say, like, high key, Crack Shoot is like in like top 5 Terry moves. IMO. It's not the best one. I mean, because go moves. Down tilt's pretty good. Jab's pretty good. Power Dunk's pretty good. But Crack Shoot's still really, really good because it's like it's pretty much impossible to like punish for most characters, and like you can't parry this. Also, it depends on when Terry hits your shield, because I think it's -12 if he hits at a certain time. And like, because oh yeah, okay, really important fact. When Ultimate Frame Data says something like -5 or -10 on aerials, it's always the lowest it can be possibly done to the ground, right? So the safest it could possibly be. When it's done with grounded moves, however, it's the least safe it could be. Yeah, it's a really strange thing. So basically, for example, this will probably blow your mind, but that's the reason why DK dash attack is like -2 in reality. No, it genuinely is. Yeah, because like, so on Ultimate Frame Data, it's listed as being -13, but that's assuming that it'll hit your shield on the first active frame, right? And it goes from frame 9 till frame 24. So the latest dash attack that hits your shield is frame 24, is 10 frames of end lag, but it'll stun your shield for like 12 frames or 9 frames. So it has the potential to be basically, like -1 or 0 on your shield. Which is so weird. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Which is such a weird concept. So do you think about, really understand that when talking about grounded moves or special moves in particular? So for example, with Terry's, Crack Shoot, let me get this up. So it says on Ultimate Frame Data, then it's minus 12. But then if you hit with the late hit of it, the kind of like the 21 frame one, and you hit with like a late part of that, it can be even safer than minus 12. Like in theory, it'll be what frame is that? It can be like minus 7, I think. Yeah. Yeah. Like I'm yeah. It's I mean like even then, like against Palu back air won't hit this. Because by the time Palu can back air properly, you jump too high in order to actually punish it. Even on like a character like Terry, who's pretty tall. Yeah, and that's something that Zone does actually. But the other thing is, what frame is downer, and including the 3 jump squat thing. So basically that means frame 13. Since it's like minus 12 or better, it'll be unpunishable with downer every single time. Because you need it to be at least minus 13. Yeah, exactly. That's why Crackshoot is so good. Because, basically in this spot, you have to disengage or like hard read a shield off this Crackshoot and then get like a unshield turn around grab. Like, that's the best thing you can do in the scenario. You can't get anything else. Yeah, I mean, like that's the best thing you can do. That's the reason why Crackshoot in this spot isn't that good, because it does just kind of like give center to the opponent. You get a Nair, which also hits shield, because I feel like, consistent theme in players who play against Palu, they often don't really know how to like get around Nair, because they kind of like assume it's a single hit rather than multi-hit. So like, Rudy, make sure you like recognize the Nair like hits like a billion times, because, and just kind of respect that. That's the main, as Terry has unpunishable moves for Palu, vice versa, and he gets like a small Nair string here. Exactly. Sorry. Yeah. Also, quick question. So I know you could, so with Power Dunk here, will this always not hit Palu's shield on the way down, or does it depend on like a variation? Because it starts off like over here, over yeah, like that. Oh, I see. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. So like here, yeah, and also yeah. I think that's honestly not looking a bad option, to be honest. There, but I mean it's a bit laggy afterwards, but whatever. Like let me check. So when it's on when it's like directly on shield, down B is So the actual end lag it has, or landing lag it has on the I presume strong version is 24. Yeah. On the weak version though, it's 20. It's slightly less laggy on the weak version. Which makes sense. Okay, cool. So got that. Yeah. So a bit of scrambling here. I feel like you want to get more distance away from Terry. Generally speaking. No, fair. Um, mm, yeah, exactly. Also, another thing which I thought was really good, Connor, was kind of like you waiting in the corner here, and then fading back towards the corner, and then dashing in when really overcommitted. I think that was really clever. Um, really. Oh, it's Redux. Oh shit, my bad. Sorry. Sorry, I was doing the French version. Yeah. Sorry, Redux. My bad. Um, yeah. So yeah, I think that patience in that scenario on that spot is really good. Um, okay. Yeah, I mean, you have to get the punishment anyway, so it's honestly not that bad an option to be honest. Um, Naring his landing as well, and then back air. Again, another really good raw back air. I think his raw back air is hitting. And then that was a good edge guard. Because another theme we'll see later here is that, sorry, um, Terry off stage is kind of a sitting duck. Kind of. And there's a reason why I'm saying kind of there. Yeah, that's a very good way of putting it. Yeah, exactly. Like, as long as you are aware that he can just kill you off stage sometimes, like as in like a reversal, um, unless on the spots where he can do that, then yeah, he becomes a stunning duck. Um, so also, I think here, hold on, could Redux could because they air dodge. No, this no. Okay, fine. I think air dodging down that spot is pretty hard. Like it's hard to get back because then you kind of force yourself pretty down. Okay, yeah, you get the stock advantage. Just kind of like spacing around. Yeah, yeah, again, no, exactly. Do you, yeah, that frame. Yeah, do you see what I was saying before about? I think so. I mean, like, I'll try and bring that now. Oh, I think it's a spacing thing. Yeah, so it's like very close. Yeah, and then yeah, another thing about yeah, it's very hard to catch that. Um, like a big thing against Terry. Yeah, roll would definitely be a good idea. Like patience against Terry is so important. Um, just because if you try to like push your advantage state like a tiny bit too far, he will just like either kill you or reverse you in like a really nasty way. And yeah, it gets worse with like go moves and stuff. But okay, yeah. So you're just kind of like pushing your advantage a bit further. Redux isn't able to kill you here. It's alright. Again, patience here, really good. Standing on the platform is also a really good idea because unless Redux wants to commit to something like jump burning knuckle, they won't really kill you. Um, exactly, yeah. And then yeah, exactly. Um, it's really good. Trying to go for the grab, unfortunately missing it. Fine. Um, yeah, I mean like yeah, I feel like grabbing. It was an okay idea, but IMO grabbing in that spot is never as good as just back airing. Like, okay, really important thing. And you can kind of like watch this from like for example Spargo or something like that. Back airs or like aerials which keep someone at ledge for a long amount of time. Like Cloud back air for example or Palu back air. If you just kind of like keep on doing them, They're so safe to the point where like the opponent has nothing or can do literally nothing against it apart from shielding, and that's when you bring in the grab. And then the opponent will literally feel demoralized because you effectively covered every single option there with one tool. And then brought in a second tool saying, like, every single option you could have done has been exhausted. Right? And like, it's the most I think we often talk about this kind of like psychological aspect of Smash. But when it comes down to ledge trapping, that's the most like psychologically like damaging, aspect of play that really exists in this game. Exactly, because you're just forced into the same scenario again and again and again. At least with like, edge guarding, you end up losing your stock and you're like, okay, it's like fresh start, I've got invincibility off the angel platform, or if you're being juggled, or if you're in like neutral, then fine, okay, you've probably got like, other options and stuff like that. When it comes down to like being ledge trapped, it's just the same thing over and over again against someone who's really good at ledge trapping. And there's no way to go around it. You can't, there's nowhere else to go apart from straight back to the ledge. For like most characters. Unless you cheat. Yeah, so that's something to really think about in this context. Like using back air to reset a scenario, especially if they're like at low mid%, is really really effective. I feel like Redux it's the same thing with Terry. Like if you just reset the scenario again and again, I think it's actually what you did actually. Towards like like the second stock. It's just like that's the reason why you were able to keep that kind of that momentum into stock 3 is by just keeping Connor at ledge again and again and again. Yeah. Mm. No, exactly. Exactly. And then you're forcing the opponent to play to your condition rather than the other way around. You see what I mean? Because, like, I think a huge part of Smash is forcing the opponent to, I'm not sure if you've heard of this kind of like concept, but like think about Smash as a kind of like language or like a question and answer type of thing. The person who always has more power is the person asking the question, presenting the problem, right? Because then once the other person answers or responds or tries to solve that problem, that's information given to the person asking the question. And it's always, you can always do more with an answer than you can with the question itself. Because, questions, for example, like, Palu Baka, or, anything which is incredibly safe and, the opponent has to deal with in some way, or like, for example, grenade, or, minecart, questions like that give you very little information about how the opponent's going to act. Because honestly, you don't know if they're going to minecart every single time. You don't know how they're going to throw a grenade. You don't know how they're going to back air every single time because there are so many small nuances with the question. But with the answer, it's often you roll or you shield or you spot dodge. Like the answers are very very limited in their depth. You see what I mean? Yeah, this is all. I know I'm going on like a bit of a tangent, but that does hopefully make all sense. Okay. On with the VOD though. Okay. Okay. That was so that's an example of I mean the grab was probably a better option, but as we saw earlier, that was like the other version of the power dunk. Well, so a very good parry dash attack though. Well, Yeah, and then end up. No, exactly. Okay. Mm, okay. Try to go for again. It's one of those problems where like yeah, I feel like grabbing in that spot usually isn't the best idea. Um, just because it's so risky. It's like grab is probably the worst. I think it's like one of the worst of the three main kind of like. I mean, like one of the three worst, or no, wait, what's the good way of wording this? In terms of the RPS of Smash, right? Like, wait, do you guys understand what I mean by like RPS in the context of Smash? Okay, yeah. So in terms of rock paper scissors, in terms of like shield, then like spot dodge, then attack. Also, shield grab, then attack, right? Um, where one will always beat the other, right? Exactly. Like it's just a way of thinking about like rock paper scissors in terms of Smash. It makes things way more straightforward. Um, now grab out of the other two, or out of those three sides of the triangle. Grab is always going to be the worst because it's so high commitment. unless your grab is busted for no reason, unless you're Kazuya Mishima, Steve Minecraft, or Luigi, yeah, like grab will always usually be the worst. Because attacks are always pretty much especially aerials are always going to be like safe. Shielding is pretty low commitment, or air dodging is pretty low commitment usually, like a neutral. And that's the reason why like higher levels of play, you'll see the opponent just kind of like dash and then shield, and then unshield, just like kind of like randomly, just because it's a very low commitment move usually. But like grabbing is usually the worst kind of corner of that triangle, just because it's so high commitment and deals with a very specific option that can also be counteracted by spot dodging. Spot dodging is just shielding, but it beats grab. Like, okay, I sort of, just think about that. Imagine if we had rock paper scissors, right? If we had like, rock paper scissors, and we're doing that before a set started. But we had this, imagine if, scissors, for example, it usually cuts paper, but sometimes there's like a third chance that it just doesn't. That would be the worst option out of the three, and that is what grab is, right? If you see where I'm coming from. Yeah, that's my little rant about grab, but that's also the reason why you have to be really, really aware about what options you're throwing into that pool, and that's also the reason why, at top level, you'll see people throwing out aerials like nobody's business, and grabbing very, very infrequently. Cool, okay. Okay, yeah, going on there. Yeah, just kind of like, I think the crazy thing about Terry. No, exactly. I think the crazy thing about Terry is just like how quickly he can rack on this damage, because it's been basically just like 3 interactions, and Redux is already winning. So, and then ledge trapping here was really, really solid. I thought. Yeah, look at that. That was really nice. Wait, was that read or was that a reaction? Damn, that's good. Mm. Agreed. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, because I mean, yeah. Have you heard of like the terminology of like soft reads compared to like hard reads? Yes, it is. Yeah. So like soft reads are usually reads which are like are non-committal, and also things which are usually conditioned. So if you've been punishing neutral get up this entire time, and then you read with like like a low commitment option. Then the opponent's going to like roll. That's usually like a soft read, but like at top level, it's all soft reads. It's almost never hard reads, just because like hard reads are always high commitment. They're low consistency. Soft reads are always just like they're like the brain matter of what's happening in the game. If you see what I mean. Yeah. Yeah. Mm. No, exactly. Yeah. No, but I think this option in particular is like something you really have to use it. It does give you plenty of shades of Darkstalker as well. Um, okay. Yeah. Really good confirm. Like that was like a top level play. Mm. Okay, yeah. No jab. Yeah, again, oh shit. No, exactly. Um, yeah, it's like unfortunate SD here to be honest. But exactly. True. That's very big. Yeah. Also, I like the do you see what I mean by like the dash shielding? Like that's a symptom of how potent of a tool it is, right? So yeah. Like again, yeah. Although I gotta say, either way, good shielding of the of Palinaire, because that you know that could have led to like a lot in this scenario. Okay. Also, yeah. Another small thing, Connor, just like what I'm seeing like pretty consistently, is that when you get a winning neutral, especially around like the low to mid percent, what you'll try to do is you'll try to combo that into auto-reticle or like side B. And then often what happens is the opponent just kind of like air dodges in, or like tech rolls in, and then they get basically the auto-reticle misses, right? So what I would do in future, always like maybe like dash up to them or whatever, and then punish that air dodge. Because auto-reticle, yeah, it has so much lag. It's just not really worth it at this range. Yeah. No, exactly. Mm. Also, if you saw here, that's another example of a time where you rolled the stage. Which again, like, I mean, Redux punished that, which is good. And then this option was a bit unfortunate because then you just co-star. Sorry. But yeah, like that was it was kind of checkmate, just on the fact that it was so hard to like actually get off ledge, in the first place. I feel like if you had gone on edge for a tiny bit longer, Redux would have gone and kill it. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. So okay. Yeah. Mm. No, exactly. No, fair, fair, fair. Yeah, like that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. I'm not sure if it Okay. Also, yeah, I'm not going to go too like in depth on this VOD. But I'm going to like point out which, like one or two things, and also I'm gonna link this entire Notion thing, just so you both have a copy of it. Um, I will, yeah, like do watch this VOD because I think it's very very good. Um, do be aware that like some of the options they're doing are very specific dark stalker options rather than like Terry options, or like zone options rather than Palatine options. Just because these two players know each other so well. But this is the kind of thing you should be seeing by both of them. So yeah, basically what I'm saying about ledge trapping, you can take a lot from what Zone is doing here. Yeah. No, yeah, that's something that Chase does that a lot from what I've seen. Like Chag used to do a bit of that as well. Um, no, exactly. Okay, yeah, yeah, no, exactly, yeah. So he basically has, yeah, yeah. Um, no, exactly, yeah. Like it generally is. Um, that being said, okay, one other thing. Uh, okay. I think I might have to call it there pretty much because I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to let's go on for too long just because it's been like a good hour 40 or so. Yeah, I feel like if I make things go on too long, then yeah, it'll be like another like 20-30 minutes before it finishes. But I will kind of like dust this like document up fully with like a proper game plan for like both of you guys. And I'll send it off to you, just so it's like properly detailed and everything. Okay, well, like hopefully that was a good little review. I think you probably both. Yeah, well, yeah. So like, okay, do you guys feel like you got a better understanding of the matchup, or just kind of like understanding of what you should have done better? If you like played again. Okay, that's really good to hear. And yeah, but I will clean this document up because I didn't have it prepared before the sesh. But okay, so yeah, very nice talking to both of you guys. And also like this is my first like actual stream as well I've done. Yeah, oh fuck, I should have. Yeah, yeah, I'm actually live streaming on Twitch. Yeah, I should put the link on. Hold on. Sorry. Yeah, the video should be available on my Twitch as well. Okay. I've just put in fighting games. Yeah, I think for our purposes that this is probably better. Yeah. My stream. Oh. Okay. Cool. All right. I think that's me all. I want to make sure like this actually saves as a VOD. I don't know how to do that with an OBS. Um, Let me check. So, yeah, I know. Like, oh, come on. Okay, I'll literally search it up right now just to make sure that like because I don't want to lose this VOD because this is actually a pretty good VOD to start with. How to save Twitch VOD. Store past broadcast. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I feel like no, exactly. Like, I feel like a lot of players have a lot of potential here. Like, I think Leo has a lot of potential. I think honestly, Connor, you've a lot of potential to be honest as well. Um, it's just about making sure. Um, no. Also, wait, Redux. I just want to check. Wait, so what? Like, are you part? Are you like living in Durham? Okay, further. Yeah, that makes sense. Because sorry, I was specifically naming Durham people. I don't want you to exclude it at all. Um, but no, exactly. I mean, true. No, exactly. Yeah. Um, honestly, more than me to be honest. I can't lie. Yeah. Okay. I think that's me all. Right. But thank you guys for coming on to my first stream. It's been good. Yeah, and I'll send you all the resources and everything we've talked about here, and I'm also going to upload this VOD onto YouTube as well. Cool.